Gabriel's Gospel Grace, changing lives and kingdom building one stone at a time.
Well, hello and welcome to you and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. And this will be a blessed year, I've been told. Trust me, it's a prophetic word. So I hope you've had a good time this year. I know many people have faced many challenges, which I'll come on to in a moment. But it's just great to be with you again. Unfortunately, circumstances, which again, I'll come on to in a moment, it's just mean that I haven't been able to actually produce any videos to release to you all. But I want to give a special thanks to the Sharps who have continually supported and provided material for us to put out to you all, especially to Gail, who's a great presenter. I'll find that little motivation on a Wednesday morning. It sets up the day, if not the whole week. So here we are, in a Happy New Year. Well, at least that's what we asked for. But every year comes with challenges. Now, last year, you may remember, I declared it a leap year. And to be honest, I think it was. Talking to many other people, it was amazing how they said that since the pandemic, everything seems to be stagnant, nothing seems to be moving forward. And then literally, this new year being 2024, things seem to move. And most people said it was almost like accelerated in that first quarter. But certainly by the time they got to the halfway mark, things were coming against them. There were challenges, and them challenges seemed to last all the way through. So for me personally, I had some big challenges. The ministry office had to move through no circumstances of our own, and we did relocate, which was a blessing, and I know God's hand was in that. But then at that point, all the plans we had to go forward came to a stagnant standstill. And every time I tried to force it, and I will use them words, I tried to force it, move things forward, a new obstacle would appear. And the biggest obstacle for me this year has actually been transport. I've had nothing but car problems, even changed my car twice, and it hasn't kind of been fruitful. So I sort of realised, you know what, I keep saying this, we need to stand back and let God. And that's what I've been doing for the last month, standing back, and God's putting it all back in order. So I know we're heading towards something new, and I've already had a prophetic word about next year, which I'll come on to in just a moment. So for me, my ministry relocated to a new town altogether, and as such, it was transform the premises. The premises was very much an echo chamber. It's actually a high street shop. And I say high street shop, I'm not talking a big place. It's just a little shop on the high street, which we've now converted into the new Hillfort Life Centre. And as a result, big things will come. But it's over 35 miles away from where I live. And as a result, without transport, it's hindered me. And that is the only place I get internet access. So, because I live in the middle of nowhere, which is a blessing. This is my hermitage lifestyle, which keeps me connected to God and also allows me to have that personal time in relationship with God. But the challenges really did seem to feel like a personal attack. And the only thing that kind of gave me comfort is when I talked around to other ministers and friends and family and everyone was having the same kind of problem. It was almost like standing in treacle. But there was a purpose. So I prayed about this, and I had a prophetic word, which was kind of obvious when it came to me. God's timing is always perfect timing. And even though we might have seemed to accelerate into a position we felt ready to do something, there's other pieces on the board, like in a game of chess. You know, you can't move your queen to do whatever you need her to take out until all the other positions are fulfilled. And that's what we have to keep in mind, that we can be in that perfect position waiting. And as Jesus says, you know, we should be ready and waiting. You know, we should be ready at all times. But I think that often means that we feel we should be progressing and moving forward. And actually, sometimes we just need to stand still. Now, interesting for me, because I think I might have announced I was going to be working on a book. And now I look back and realise in that whole stagnant period, I could have not just wrote the book, I could have been on the second book by now. But I didn't, because I was too focused on moving things forward. So again, I think that's a lesson for next year. When we have these things come against us, just pray about it and know that God's going to deal with it. And then let go. Too often we're trying to move things forward. We're trying to solve all of our problems. Talking to someone just the other day, I was talking about success as well. And you know, even your personal successes, I challenge all of you to think this. Actually look at your successes and then recognise that there was something supernatural about it. And then really break it down. And I've actually done this myself now. I've actually gone back to all of my life successes and realised it wasn't all me. I never made them things happen. Something in the circumstances or the scenario enabled me to be in them positions, to be successful, to win, to achieve. So yes, I was a participant, but I certainly had God behind me. And that's the point. God is with us. That's what Jesus came into the world for. Emmanuel, God with us. So keep that in mind as challenges come against us next year. But I do have a new prophetic word for next year. But before I come to that, I just want to give my thank yous. I want to thank all the people that have been helping on this channel since it started. And of course, we actually started off the year in full momentum. We had all the programs running as we do for the whole week. Motivational Monday, Tuesdays. We had the Women's Wednesdays, Theology Thursday, and of course, our Feel Good Fridays. But then, like I say, because of the process of the move and getting the new centre ready, by the time it came to kind of launch, which would have been around about the September time, then it became vehicle problems and I was literally unable to get to the location, let alone actually produce and upload anything. So we will see where that goes. But all them guests that have supported me over the last year, I want to thank you all personally for that and encourage you to continue going forward in whatever ministry God's calling you at this point in time. And also anyone else who's been helping and supporting me with the practical side of the move, a special thank you to you. It took a whole team of us. We actually created a convoy as we moved. We took like 5 cars and trailers and we filled everything to the brim just to go and relocate. And then special thanks to Mike, who contributed in the physical side of things. We had to put new door features in. We had to get some plumbing sorted out. We had to put a new threshold over the front door. It's just been go, go, go. Not to mention all the other things with regards to changing the acoustics of the place and building sound panels and acoustic foam boards to absorb sound for the place, ready for new recordings and new activities. So a special thank you to those people. And of course, I also want to thank all the people that have come into my life that I may minister to them. And there's been many people. There's been many people who've lost family and friends this year and loved ones. I know it sounds tough to hear, but as ministers, it is part of our role to support these people that are going through tough times. And for me personally, it's a blessing to be there for others, especially when they're going through the real tough times. And often the loss of a loved one is probably one of the most blessed times to be with someone, to show them just how much Jesus cares and loves them, to be there to share a word with them and encourage them, and just to simply sit and listen. Sometimes that's all somebody needs. So keep that in mind as you move forward in your ministry this year. But now, let's come on to our prophetic word for this coming year. So I prayed about this. The word I was given is parting of the water. Now, of course, straight away, the image I got was that of the parting of the Red Sea with Moses. And I think that's exactly what this year is about. It's going to be a year of parting of the waves. Now, the other thing is, spiritually, in many other cultures as well, including New Age practices, water is often reflective of emotions, and in the Bible it does too. So emotional turmoil is expected. Now, emotional turmoil doesn't always mean it's negative. Emotions, at the end of the day, well, they're like the wind, they come and go. Doesn't change who we are, doesn't change who we are at our foundation. And of course, if you've got strong foundations in your faith, and you know who you are as a child of God, then everything can come against you and simply just bounce off you or pass around you, because no obstacle can defeat us, not if we're moving with the Holy Spirit and moving in faith. So the prophetic word is parting the waters. And what I've got for you is really special this year, because it's not just give you a word. In fact, this time I'm going to be teaching on those words. So following this, between now and the weekend, there are going to be 3 special episodes, all dealing on this topic. And they have specific themes as well, so keep your eye out for these. And the themes are going to be, number 1, parting of water. I'll be looking at the narrow path that we have to take and how to navigate through 2025, what we need to be aware of and how we need to tackle that. The second one is providing our foundations for 2025, how to truly operate from a place of faith with confidence and how to overcome the fear. And in the third one, we'll be looking at government and law. And I know that sounds a little bit strange, but there is a purpose to this and it all fits together. So I hope you will join me, especially for these 3 special episodes coming up, as I break down the parting of the water. So, I'll end with wishing you all a very happy new year. May this day bless you in many ways. For some of you, it might be the opportunity to reach out to loved ones you haven't had contact with for ages, or it might simply be to sit down and try and make New Year's resolutions. But I would encourage you to watch these 3 episodes coming up, because hopefully they may shape your direction for the year ahead, especially some of you that are thinking of stepping out into personal ministry and you're probably waiting for answers. They might be provided through this video. So again, thank you all for your support and continued support. I hope to have more content coming as soon as things are resolved, because even as we speak, we're not quite there to full transport yet, and that might come up in another episode in the future. But I just want to bless you all, wish you all a very happy 2025, and know that God is with you. So, as I like to say, for 2025, may God's grace be with you. If you were blessed by this video, why not give it a like? Also subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of future videos.